Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So I've got Bitcoin here on the daily right now. Bitcoin trading at $57,200. We did see that shift, a bit of a downturn after we saw a recent all-time high for Bitcoin up here. Bitcoin did reach $69,000. It did come down over the last few days, and now we're just kind of hovering, waiting to see where we're going to go next. Now, there have been a lot of theories, and all eyes are on Bitcoin right now, especially since we did recently see that new all-time high. Alts are going to follow Bitcoin, so, there's not really much to say about alts at this moment in time, just that, we're going to keep an eye on them after we see something specifically happen with Bitcoin. So we're coming down here. Some people are wondering, are we at the end? If I throw Fibonacci here on the most recent trend for Bitcoin, you can see we're hovering at the 0.786, in and around here. To be honest with you, I would not be worried until we see Bitcoin go below this level here. So old resistance would become new support. That would still be forming a higher low. So that would be in and around 52,600. I would still have confidence if we saw Bitcoin come back here, base down in and around here, and then move back up. However, if we move further down below this level here, like to the 0.5 or to the 0.382, I think that is when we would have to start to maybe reconsider, see where altcoins go at that point in time. The good news is that altcoins still have not rallied. So most people are thinking, I suppose, that the Bitcoin bull run is not over, that Bitcoin still has one leg up to go, myself included. One thing that I did notice on the charts, and I don't know if you guys are going to find this interesting or not, you remember over here at this time when we were thinking that this was going to be the high for Bitcoin, it was creating this interesting pattern here, almost like shark teeth, before it made a low and then finally just kind of collapsed in on itself. It went down 56% and everybody was calling bear market, bear market, bear market. But there were analysts at that point in time that said, no, this is not the beginning of the bear market, myself included. I had confidence Bitcoin would rally. But what I did find interesting was this pattern. We have never seen this pattern for Bitcoin at the top before. However, now we have seen it. We have seen it back in April. And so what I decided to do was just take a fractal pattern from this and superimpose it over here, guys. And, because right now we have these two teeth, right? The same kind of thing we saw structurally from back in April. When I superimpose that on here, we can see, guys, the final high here. I'll put it in frame here so you guys can see. We could see the final high would be in and around here. Whoops. Let me just make that a line across. Final high would be in and around here. And what would that be? That would make Bitcoin's high go up to $72,000 if we were to mimic what we saw over here. And so just to zoom out on the Bitcoin chart, taking that Fibonacci from the top of the last bull run to the trough of the bear market, boom. What does that give us, guys? Pinpointed exactly, pretty much almost exactly what we would see if Bitcoin did in fact retrace, complete the full Fibonacci extension. Bitcoin up to $72,000. So could this be a new formation? Could this be something new that we are going to see in the bull market? A structure that we should be paying attention to from here on out? I don't know. The last time we saw this, we saw Bitcoin rebound. However, could it be that the next time we see this, we would see Bitcoin, in fact, pull something like this? All right, so let me just throw another one up here. It would go up to $72,000, but then from there, move downward. And then this would be the beginning of the bear market. Some things to be paying attention to for sure. I got some Ripple partner news, guys. ROX partners with NEOM to power seamless real-time cross-border remittances and payout services in key global markets. So more news surrounding Ripple partner NEOM. NEOM, a leader in global payments and card issuance for businesses, and ROX, the next generation open global payment network, today announced a strategic partnership that would allow ROX to leverage the reach of NEOM's network to pay out to key global markets, including from the US to Europe, the UK, Australia, and Asia in real time. So boom, leveraging RippleNet technology, of course. We know NEOM runs on Ripple. NEOM supports payouts to as many as 190 countries, 85 of them in real time, and 100 plus currencies and pay-ins to 35 markets. Foundational to NEOM's global payment infrastructure is its license portfolio, with licenses in 11 jurisdictions globally and a robust suite of regulatory and compliance technologies. And down here's a quote, guys. We are delighted to work with the like-minded partners to serve their mission of empowering banks, payment service providers, and other connected financial institutions to provide real-time, low-cost payments and payment acceptance to their customers across the world. This coming from Michael Birmingham, Chief Business Officer and co-founder at Neum. So Neum, a Ripple-enabled company, partnering up with Rox Partners. So obviously this is not the first partnership that Neum has announced. Throughout 2021, Neum has partnered with a few different companies to just kind of expand their business and by extension expanding XRPL utility. Of course, these guys run on RippleNet, and so now by extension, their partners will also be utilizing the XRPL, which would ultimately give XRP more value. And so now we're seeing this in the US to Europe, the UK, Australia, and Asia, just from one particular Ripple-enabled company, from Neum specifically. So that's some great news. Wanted to keep going, guys. XRP_Crow helping us out here if you guys are interested in the Sologenic Airdrop. This is for XRP hodlers, and for those of you guys confused about the details, well, XRP_Crow at Status here on Twitter. He's a great follow, by the way, if you guys are not following him. He's given us all the details in some simple to follow infographics, so I will link his website in the description of this video. Sologenic Solo airdrops for the XRPL and Solo holders. So if you click on this, guys, it is a very detailed infographic, just giving you guys the information you need to know starting from the beginning, going all the way through here. So eligibility, hold XRP and or Solo, and it just lists down here where you can custody those. So the Solo wallet, Sologenic DEX, Ledger Nano SRX, and Decent, the Sum wallet, and supporting exchanges. It tells you the time of the snapshot, which will be Christmas Eve 2021. And then the airdrop is going to happen January 20th, 2022. The approximate size, 100 million Solo tokens for XRP holders and the same for Solo holders. So you can follow it down here. I'm not going to read all of the directions for you. Again, I will link this in the description. These are the directions for Solo wallet holders, but it goes on here if you are on the sologenic.org DEX or if you are a Sum wallet user. So you guys can go down here and utilize the specific instructions that pertains to you. This is for Ledger Nano SRX holders. So a really great infographic here. He does give a lot to the XRP community, helps us out quite a bit, so he definitely does deserve some love, guys. Follow him on Twitter. He also does another one here, how to set up a trust line. So if you guys are interested in that, you can find that here as well. Again, I will link this in the description. Wanted to thank @Status here on Twitter for posting that. XRP Crypto Wolf bringing this to our attention. Ripple XRP ODL partner BITRUE and USDC Circle partner to launch cross-border payment tool between Mexico and the US. So BITRUE, they are one of the Ripple partners for ODL. They're also a leading Latin American crypto exchange with more than 300 million users. Well, they have announced an integration with payment solutions from Circle to make it easier, faster, and more secure for Mexican residents to send and receive cross-border payments to or from the United States. BITRUE Shift will enable cross-border payments powered by crypto for both Mexico businesses and individuals who offer their products and services in the US. Circle, a global internet finance firm that provides payments and financial infrastructure to businesses of all sizes and the principal operator of the USD coin, USDC, will provide the payment infrastructure for BITRUE Shift to support 24/7 fast, low cost, and secure transactions using USDC. So in this case, they will be using USDC. This is not XRP related. However, it's interesting to note BITRUE is that ODL partner, and it doesn't always have to be about XRP. This infrastructure, crypto as a whole, has to grow, right? We got to remember that saying, crypto needs to thrive for all boats to rise. Ripple is just one company in the space, and there is going to be so much business, so much that's going to be running through cryptocurrency. It's great to see, though, that a Ripple partnered exchange, namely BITRUE, is indeed also helping to facilitate cross-border payments. Through other means, this is just going to give more legitimacy to cryptocurrency payments and transactions. Cross-border transfers using cryptocurrency, right? It's that whole idea. We got to get it mainstream. We got to get it in their faces in order for the public, governments, financial institutions to accept it. So even though this isn't XRP related specifically, it is still very great news, very favorable for cryptocurrency communities, including us guys, the XRP community. Wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf for bringing that to our attention. Speaking on the bigger picture too, I wanted to mention this, guys. This from Hassan Al-Hassani. Yesterday, Gary Gensler said that owning a digital currency produced by a company means that you own a stake in that company. And today, Hillary Clinton says that cryptocurrencies are to undermine the dollar. Are these statements purely coincidental? Was it intended for XRP? And what he means by this, was this comment here, guys. I also saw this from Michael at Val5Links. Here is former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. She claims that crypto could undermine the role of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency and destabilize nations. This happened at a virtual appearance at a Bloomberg New Economy Forum, claiming that they could undermine the role of the US dollar and the world's reserve currency, as I mentioned. One more area that I hope nation states start paying greater attention to is the rise of cryptocurrency. Here's a quote from Hillary Clinton. Because what looks like a very interesting and exotic effort to literally mine new coins in order to trade them has the potential to undermining currencies, for undermining the role of the dollar as reserve currencies, for destabilizing nations. So a downspin here on cryptocurrencies as a whole. Clinton, who was the Democrat presidential nominee during the 2016 election, claims that crypto poses a direct threat to global currency markets. Some believe that her words could be actually seen as an advertisement for cryptocurrencies by ardent proponents. Tom Guerra down here saying, you can imagine crypto people would put this on their billboard ads, has the potential for destabilizing nations. Quote from Hillary Clinton. This is the first time that the former US First Lady has offered a sharp critique of cryptocurrencies. Back in September of 2018, she simply confirmed not owning any Bitcoin when answering a set of rapid-fire questions. According to an email released by WikiLeaks in 2016, Clinton's senior campaign aides dismissed the idea of accepting Bitcoin donations because they deemed it to be too libertarian. So we know where Hillary Clinton stands on this. Obviously not interested in that libertarian narrative. We know she is a career politician, the Clintons, career politicians, and we know the Clintons, part of this whole ideology of the Great Reset, creating a new world and using a pandemic as an excuse to do so. I mean, I'm not going to get into all of that, but it is interesting to note Hillary Clinton's position on this. Now, I wanted to get back to this. It is quite coincidental as well. It was Hassan's comment up here. Just want to scroll down here. Mystery Man mentions, we all know the threat to the dollar dominance is the real issue behind this case. So there are politicians and other concerned parties in the background that are really trying to protect dollar dominance. This could also be the reason why Gary Gensler has taken the stance that he has taken. So Mystery Man's comment here was referring to Hassan Al-Hassani's comment. Purely coincidental. Was it intended for XRP? That is still yet to be determined. It is interesting to see Hillary Clinton, though, finally, after we have not really heard too much from her about cryptocurrencies, come out and make this bold statement. Now, we should probably put it in context as well, right? Exotic efforts to literally mine new coins in order to trade with them has the potential for undermining currencies. Could she be talking about the hundreds, if not thousands, of crap coins out there that are essentially fraudulent scams? You mint a coin, you buy a coin, you sell a coin, you make some money. That is 99% of the cryptocurrency market. Well, I don't know if I'd say 99%, but that is, what they say is 99% of coins out there. The projects that are going to solve a problem, those are really the ones that these governments are going to be interested in. But it's the Shiba Inus, it's the Elon Seaman coins, it's all those crap coins out there that I think government is really paying attention to as, something that we do not want to give legitimacy to. So she doesn't actually differentiate between problem-solving coins and crap coins. She just gives this broad statement. So I will give her the benefit of the doubt in that regard. Nevertheless, this bigger picture issue has not been lost on investment bankers. This is another one from Michael here. The Fed has lost control of inflation, says Stifel's chief economist. So the chief economist and investment bank Stifel has said that the Fed has lost control of inflation in a conversation which alluded to the 1970s, referred to as a decade of inflation. So Lindsay Pegza made the comments about the Federal Reserve in an interview with Squawk Box with Joe Kernan earlier this week. During the conversation, Kernan was keen to stress that America isn't facing a repeat of the high inflation of the 70s. At the same time, the TV host invoked the maxim of history doesn't repeat itself, but it does often rhyme. Stressing the importance of the matter, Kernan went on to suggest that inflation is effectively as bad as a tax for fiat. Here's a quote, guys. It's absolutely a tax, agreed Pegza. I think the Fed has absolutely lost control of inflation at this point, she added. They continue to tell us that it's transitory, that the economy recalibrates, that we will see price pressures coming down to a more palatable 2% level, but we have to remember that wage pressures are also on the rise. Wage pressures tend to be more sticky. Pegza went on to predict that inflation could rise not only to the end of the year, but into 2022 as well. So this is an ongoing problem. There is no end in sight, at least not at this moment in time. The current rate of inflation in the US is 6.2%. 2%. So over 3 times what the palatable 2% level is. Inflation is a rate at which the purchasing power of fiat money devalues. We all know that. And here's the crux of this, guys. So while fiat holders can expect the purchasing power of their fiat money to decrease due to inflation, crypto holders expect the purchasing power of their crypto to increase via the same mechanism. This is partially why we all hold crypto. Yes, it is to become rich as well, but for those of us looking at this broader picture strategy, I mean, in 2017 and 2018, I thought I was going to treat my cryptocurrency the same way I treat stocks. Buy low, sell high. But as time has gone on, as this pandemic has been going on now for almost 2 years, I have thought long and hard about my cryptocurrency strategy. And I definitely know today that I am not going to be selling all of my cryptocurrency, especially considering it is a hedge against traditional fiat money, or at least that is the idea. Something we should all be paying attention to, guys. On this channel, I've talked about my crypto cash out plan. I'm not going to go into it in detail. I know some of you guys probably already know what this is. Essentially, it's a spreadsheet. If you want to keep a portion of your cryptocurrency, Carrie from App Labs also created an iPhone version and an Android version. You can download those if you guys want it on your phone. You just have to search for cash out plan, and you'll see the Working Money channel logo there, and then you can download that app. But if you want it on your computer, guys, there is a link to this spreadsheet in the description of the video. Anyway, inflation, of course, it's going to be a huge issue. The economy is in a very precarious place right now. A huge transition, a lot of question marks, and at the same time, we are seeing this. This is huge. This coming from Ripple here. This person is 100% anti-free market. Now, I've done a video about Amirova. She is Biden's nominee for the new office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Fox Business reported this. Republicans set to grill Biden's banking nominee, Amirova, in key hearing with moderate Dems on the fence. So the article is here, guys, if you want to read it. The Senate Banking Committee's Thursday hearing for President Biden's controversial Comptroller of the Currency nominee, Amirova, will be highly contentious as Republicans attempt to block yet another high-profile Biden pick. And I think there is good reason why. I've never seen a more radical nominee to be a federal regulator. This coming from Pat Toomey. That's what he said in an opening statement. Taken in their totality, her ideas amount to a socialist manifesto for American financial services, nationalizing the banking system, putting in price controls, and creating a command and control economy where the government allocates resources instead of free men and women making their own decisions about the goods and services they want to buy and sell in an open market. And so I think I'm going to play you guys a video that speaks for itself, courtesy of Bobby Digital Assets down here. Listen to this.
A lot of time on your record, and here's what I found. Look, this is America. You can believe what you want, but we can't just let anybody be controller of the currency. You wrote your thesis in college at Moscow State University on, the title was Karl Marx's Economic Analysis and the Theory of Revolution in the Capital. But you won't send Senator Toomey a copy. You studied at Moscow State University, scientific communism, which is the science regarding the working class struggle and the socialist agenda. In 2019, not 30 years ago, in a Canadian documentary, you called the financial services industry, quote, a quintessential asshole industry. You wrote a paper called Systemically Significant Prices, calling for the federal government to set wages, food, gas prices. In 2020, you wrote a paper called The People's Ledger, where you said we need to abolish bank accounts and make everybody set up an account at the Fed where the federal government will have access to your data. In 2020, you wrote another paper called The Climate Case for a National Investment Authority, where you said what we need to do, the oil and gas industry, is have the federal government bankrupt so we can tackle climate change. In 2019, you joined a Facebook group, a Marxist Facebook group, to discuss socialist and anti-capitalist views. Now, that's what I see from your record. And you have the right to believe every one of these things. You do. This is America. But I don't mean any disrespect. I don't know whether to call you professor or comrade.
I think that reaction speaks volumes. Professor or comrade, I gotta thank Bobby Digital Assets here for posting that. And so if you wanted to know a little bit more about Saul Amirova's resume, I think he just summed it up. We cannot afford to have somebody like this at the head of the office of the controller of the currency. And many Republicans are saying the same thing. This Marxist ideology just does not jive with the great American spirit and the American dream. In line with the Great Reset, on top of what else is going on in the United States, which I don't know if you guys know about, this not having to do necessarily with cryptocurrency, but more with the Great Reset ideology. Bill Gates' nuclear startup picks Wyoming coal town for first advanced reactor. So Bill Gates investing in power, nuclear reactors, a nuclear reactor startup in the US, and that will cost $4 billion. I'm just gonna read you guys the headlines. I will link the descriptions in the video if you're interested. So this is the article here. I'll link that. And also this, guys, I know some of you guys know about this, the controversy over Bill Gates becoming the largest private farmland owner in the US. So let me get this straight. Bill Gates could have control over the food supply and the energy supply, considering he is a shareholder in this particular company. And this one, I don't know what he owns, but this article insinuates that he is the largest farmland owner now in the US. Is this the kind of person we want to control our lives? Is Saul Amirova the kind of person we need at the office of the controller of the currency? I think I can already hear an overwhelming no throughout the comment section. Just to add insult to injury, here it is from the horse's mouth. This is Saul Amirova talking about private bank deposits. Listen to this.
Imagine what would it be like if instead of being just a public option for deposit banking, this would be actually the full transition. In other words, there will be no more private bank deposit accounts, and all of the deposit accounts will be held directly at the Fed. And there are very interesting implications from that thought experiment, for example, with the much more direct and proactive tools of monetary policy, like helicopter money, which is, considered radical, primarily because economists really do not know how to manage the issue of what will happen in the inflationary environment when the central bank needs to contract the supply of money. How is it politically feasible for the central bank to effectively take money away from people's accounts?
So in this clip, she's talking about no more private banking deposits. That means you would not have access to money you earn, guys. She's a communist. She hates capitalism, and it sounds to me like she hates America. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.